Hello, my name is Agent Luke, and this is Mission Academy. Welcome, cadets. We're so glad you're joining us for Session 9. You are 3/4 of the way through your agent training. You're one of those privileged few that has been chosen to be trained as a world-class secret agent. You're just 4 challenges away from qualifying as a fully fledged secret agent. Now, I'm going to get straight on this week by opening our Mission Academy briefcase with something for us to investigate. Right, let's have a look. Oh no, this can't be right. This sounds like we've got mixed up. Agent Pennygwen, we seem to have got mixed up with a little bit of celebrity gossip here. Have you been reading the celebrity newspapers again? This says the mystery of the sad celebrity. I'm not sure this is right. Agent Pennygwen, can you give us some details, please? I think we need filling in on this one.
That's right, cadets. This week we've got a strange case that has been all over the news. Everyone knows this very rich, very famous young man. He was listed in the Jerusalem Chronicles 30 Under 30 as one of the coolest and most powerful young leaders in the country. He's got an amazing house, beautiful gardens, and is always fashionably dressed. Everyone wants to be like this guy. Except everyone is reporting that he is depressed. He's been moping around sadly for weeks, missing appointments, not meeting up with friends, and talking about how pointless it all is. He seems to be going through a real crisis. But what could have caused it? There's lots of gossip going around, but none of it seems to add up. He's not lost a family member. He's still popular, healthy, and rich. What could he possibly be so upset about? I'm sending out Smith to go and find someone to interview. While we do that, get out your code breakers and see if you can crack this week's coded clue.
Hello, I am Agent Jeff, and this is Cadet Joby. I'm going to be giving Cadet Joby a memory challenge. There are 10 objects on this tray. Joby will have 30 seconds to memorise them. I'll take the hood off so he can see them. After 30 seconds are over, I'll put the hood back over his head and he will have 1 minute to try to recall all 10 objects. Are you ready, Cadet?
Yeah.
Your 30 seconds starts now.
Car, chewing gum, knife, binoculars, mask, banana, gun, phone, screwdriver, battery.
Okay, that's your 30 seconds. The hood goes back over your head. And you have 1 minute to recall all 10 objects, starting now.
Car, screwdriver, banana, not screwdriver, screw, binoculars, knife, gun, bubble gum, chewing gum, battery. Haven't got any left.
2 left.
Mask.
You might use this to stay in touch with other agents.
Oh, phone.
Very good. Okay, Joby was able to complete that in under 1 minute. Let's see how you get on.
Right then, City Kids Cadets, it's that time when we're going to be finding out a little bit more about this mystery. Now, my top secret agents have managed to track somebody down who's going to help us. So I want to welcome Martha. Thank you, Martha, for coming to join us. And my top secret agents tell me that you might be able to help us find out why our celeb leader is quite so depressed. Is that right?
I think I will, yeah.
Nice. And if I can get this right, you're one of these disciples of Jesus, are you?
I am. In fact, I was with Jesus when I met the person that I think you're talking about.
Oh, right. Okay. Tell me a little bit more then.
Well, you see, we were just out and about one day, as usual, and this man comes up and wants to see Jesus.
What was he like? What was he like?
Well, kind of famous, you know, he rode up, big horse, lots of servants, fancy clothes, but he seemed kind of desperate, and he really wanted to see Jesus.
Oh, what do you mean, like he was sort of upset, or what was it?
Not exactly. I think he's just been thinking a lot about what Jesus has been saying, you know, about God, eternal life, all of that. And he's actually quite a religious man. You know, he goes to the synagogue and everything, but actually he seemed worried that he wasn't really saved, and that he wasn't good enough for God.
So what did he do?
Well, he called Jesus a really good teacher, and asked what good things he had to do to live forever and to have eternal life. But of course, Jesus isn't just a good teacher, and yeah, he's the Son of God. And if you don't believe that, you certainly can't think he's a good teacher. Good teachers don't just go around saying they're the Son of God, do they? Anyway. It was pretty clear that this very rich man was sincere, and he really wanted to do the right thing. But Jesus said that if you really want to come and follow me, you'll need to give away all the money of yours, you know, all that money that he's got stored up, because it's stopping you from following God with your whole heart.
And so is that why he was like so upset afterwards?
That's right. Jesus said that he had to choose between following him and having all that money, because he loves money so much he just couldn't bring himself to give it up, even though he wanted to.
But, well, hang on a minute. You know, I know you're one of these followers of Jesus, but does that mean we all have to give up all our money if we want to be Christians? Because I mean, I quite want to follow Jesus, but I mean, do I have to give up everything?
No. That's not what Jesus meant. We don't all need to give up everything, although it is good still to be generous. But he only said that to the man because this man in particular was so in love with all his money, and he knew that it was something that would stop him following Jesus with his whole heart. So he challenged him to give it away. But
he didn't do it. Is that right?
I know. Well, I think that's what's making him so sad. It's all over the papers here.
What do you think he should do?
Well, personally, I think he should take the leap and give everything away. It's not that Jesus is being mean. I know for a fact that Jesus does really love this guy, but he knows that money has just got such a strong hold on him, and on his heart, that the only way for him to break that and to be free is to let it all go. It's a hard thing to do, but it is so worth it and so freeing.
Martha, thank you so much. I think you've helped us solve our mystery. We know what is upsetting this guy so much. Thank you so much for coming and joining us.
No problem.
Good morning, City Kids. This is Agent Soul here to conduct another memory test. Question 1. In the parable of the lost sheep, how many sheep does the shepherd have, including the one that is lost? Question 2. When the prodigal son returns to his father, he calls for his servants to get him 3 things. First, a pair of shoes. Second, a cloak. And what is the third item that he asks for his servants to get his son? Question 3. In the parable of the lost coin, what precious metal is the coin made of? Question 4. What does Jesus say is easier to happen than for one part of the law to be erased or become void? And question 5. How many brothers does the rich man have that he asks for Lazarus to go and warn before they die and suffer the same fate? I'll now go through the answers. Question 1. The shepherd has 100 sheep. Question 2. His father asks for a ring to be brought for his son. Question 3. The ring, the coin even, is made of silver. Question 4. Jesus says it is easier for heaven and earth to disappear or pass away than it is for the law to be changed or become void. And question 5. The rich man has 5 brothers. This concludes your memory test.
It's time for our worship now. Let's just think about this story that we've been investigating. That rich young ruler, he was sad because he sort of wanted to follow Jesus, but he couldn't quite give up all his money. And that money was the one thing that was stopping him from truly giving his heart to Jesus. Now, it's not that money is bad or wrong. Jesus isn't asking everyone to give up all their money. But Jesus asked him to do that because he knew that the man loved money so much. And one day, sooner or later, there would be a moment when he'd have to choose between Jesus and the cash. And he knew that he'd be choosing the money. He knew that unless he let go of that money right now, he would never be able to in the future. If we really want to follow Jesus, then we need to be willing to lay everything down. We need to be willing to let everything go. And the song we're about to sing starts with the line, "I lay my life down at your feet." And that means that we are giving everything to him, even our own heart. And sometimes when we worship, we put our hands out like this. It's a way of saying, God, I give everything to you. I lay my whole life down before you. So let's do that as we worship.
Troubled times, it's you I see. Hi City Kids, so this week we were learning about a man who was struggling to surrender some things to God. And I'm going to be helping pray with you guys for surrendering some things. So I thought I'd start off with a little bit of a quick story to kind of get you guys into it. So I am now currently working for the church, so I've surrendered a lot of my time so that I can work for the church and make these videos and things for you guys. So that's just a really kind of practical way that you guys can see that there's something being surrendered here. So instead of playing loads of video games and just watching YouTube and watching films on Netflix, I'm surrendering some of my time to work for the church and make some videos for you guys. So I thought in this week's prayer we're going to do something a little bit practical, a little bit crazy. So I need you guys to grab some toilet roll and a pen that you can write on the toilet roll. I suggest like a felt tip or something so you can write on the top of it. So this week we're going to be praying about some things that we're going to surrender to God. So I've written down on my piece of toilet roll time, if you can see that. So I've written time on my toilet roll, and that's what I'm surrendering to God. So you guys need to think of something you can surrender and chat to your parents about it, and then we're going to flush this down the loo. So it's something really practical and it's out of our hands, and we're going to surrender it to God, and it's going to be all in his hands. So if you guys want to pause the video and then do that with your parents and have a quick check through with your parents and be like, what can I surrender this week to God? Maybe it might be having 5 minutes less time on watching TV and just maybe spending a little bit of time with God and giving it a bit of a pray. I thought that'd be really good. So take your toilet roll, write it down, whatever it's going to be. Maybe it's TV, maybe it's YouTube, maybe it's playing some games on your phones or something, and you're going to write it on the toilet roll and then flush it down the loo. Hope you guys are doing alright. Hi there agents, it's Ollie again. So this week we're going to be reading a little bit of our Bible. We're reading Luke chapters 17 and 18. It's a really good bit of Bible to get into and have a really good check through. So in the beginning it talks about Jesus is kind of telling a bit of a story about sin and how sometimes it feels like a bit of a weight on your neck and it kind of drags you down, and if you don't give it to God it can just get heavier and heavier and it will drag you down, and there's nothing you can do about it. But it's saying that you can just turn away and give your sins to God and he'll just take that weight right off your neck. It's a really helpful story and really good. And it also says about forgiving those who have sinned against you and how it takes such a tiny bit of faith. So they describe it in my Bible as a little tiny mustard seed, and it only takes that much faith to forgive someone else, and then they can have their the sin weights taken off from their necks, which is really great. And then it goes on to Jesus talking about a little bit of how he's going to return in the future, and it's really exciting. And it says he'll come and there'll be lights like lightning across the sky, so it'll be really clear, but all of us will kind of be going along our usual daily activities. We'll be going to work, going to school and things, but we'll know it's happening, so there'll be huge flashes of lightning across the sky and Jesus will come back. It's really exciting. And then in chapter 18, the second chapter you're going to be reading this week, there's a story about a widow who is kind of consistently asking a judge in her town. So it's the story that Jesus is telling, and it's kind of about how we need to pray to God. So the woman consistently comes every day and gives her little requests to the judge and asks every single day, and is like, yeah, every day coming to him, be really persistent, really consistent. And Jesus is saying that this is how we need to be to God. We need to be really persistent and really pray to God. But God isn't like the judge. He's completely different, because he will answer your prayers really well and really faithfully. And but Jesus is saying that you need to be really consistent and really kind of keep going with your prayers when you don't see them answered. And yeah, God is listening, but you just need to keep going with those prayers. And then right at the end, it's a bit of a throwaway story. It seems really funny, but Jesus just heals a blind man. And in my little Bible, it only takes up like this much. And it seems like such an incredible story. He just heals a blind man from absolutely nowhere. And it's quite funny in my Bible how it's just such a small thing, but in the life of the man who gets healed, it's such a massive thing. I thought that was a really crazy way, a really funny way that this story ends. Hope you guys are doing alright, and I'll see you next week.
Well, thank you for sending in your absolutely fab Lego farms. We've had loads of them to look at this week. So let's dive straight in and see what you've been making. First of all, we've got a really cool one here from Jacob, complete with the sheep in the pen and everything. That's really, really cool. And then Jonty's got a really nice one here. Lots of kind of adjoining rooms and lots of really cool details. Well done, Jonty. That's great. And then keeping it in the family, Emmy has done a really nice one here. Got all the animals in there and everything. Really beautiful colours. Well done, Emmy. Now, Ruben has been really busy. Loving all the little touches on this one. The little flowers in the front and a nicely built farmhouse there. Well done, Ruben. And then Sophie and Eleanor have been collaborating here. Some interesting materials. Really, really cool. Yeah, love that. Well done, girls. Now then, another one from Olive, who's been busy with Lego, and is that a duck? I can't quite tell. Something like that. Anyway, a really, really beautiful and really colourful one. Olive always does really colourful ones. I love those. Well done. Now, back to the woods and Chloe. My word, look at this. This is so cool. So much detail and lots of cool things. A little slide, I think, in that one. I wish I had a slide in my house. That's really nice. Right, Luana has been really busy, making a really, really nice, neat, tidy little house there. Really like that one, very cool. And then, yes, we've got a Minecraft one. It's been a little while since we've had a Minecraft entry, but Jonah and Gideon have done a great job on this. Looks really, really excellent. Well done, you guys. Philippe has done a really nice one in Lego, like in the skateboarding dude in the front there. And then Kristaps as well has been busy. Another really nice, colourful one, loads of little details. And Ilse as well has done a really cool one with all the little minifigures and the little dog. Really cute. Wow, what an amazing set of entries. Those are really, really cool. But there can only be one winner, or one family winner. So I've got my City Kids Mission Academy bowl. I'm going to close my eyes, swish them around a little bit. And let's see who we've got this week. It's Luana. Well done. I will be chatting to your mum and dad, or actually Ollie will be chatting to your mum and dad this week, and we'll find out what kind of prize you like. Don't forget, if you'd like to enter this week, then stay watching to the end of this broadcast and we'll tell you what our new competition is. Well, that's all for Mission Academy. Sorry, I'm sorry. I've just received some terrible news. My special secret agent car has been smashed to pieces. That was my favourite car ever. I mean, it was jet black. It was fitted out with so many secret agent gadgets. It had ejector seats. It had a cloaking device. It could make me invisible. There was booster rockets, thermal imaging camera. I mean, it even had a cup holder. I love that cup holder. Anyway, cadets, I really need your help. I'd like you to design me a new secret agent car. Please draw me the sleekest, most stylish car that you can, and then I want you to fill it with lots and lots of gadgets. Make sure you label up all the gadgets so we know where to put them. And when you've finished your design, please send it in to me here, citykids@citychurch.org.uk. I'm going to give those designs to our engineers over at the Mission Academy Engineering Department, and I'm going to get them to build me a brand new wagon. Thank you so much, City Kids cadets, for helping me out. We'll see you next week.